And I want to just take 3.5 seconds to wish a very beautiful Mazal Tov to our fabulous Naama Sadan, who is with us instead of at her graduation ceremony, because she is, now we get to call her Dr. Naama Sadan. And she deserves amazing, amazing rounds of applause because I know that she has been doing this work for years, and has brought so much of her studies and all the things that she's worked on into such a beautiful, like, I don't think any of us would be surprised that she has woven and balanced all of the ways that she has dedicated herself to learning and studying and teaching into each other. So the wisdom that has come from her PhD has definitely come and blessed us and taught us. So I feel like we can say thank you for going and becoming Miss Dr. Sadan. And thank you for being with us, and we can celebrate you instead of being a Hebrew you. And we can all sing the pomp and circumstance later for you so that you can walk up and down in front of us. But we are very, very proud of you, and wish you tremendous congratulations today and always. And thank you for using your beautiful mind and heart to make the world better with all of your teaching. And I'm sure that you will continue to do all of that. Thank you, Naama, for always bringing us together. I'm going to stop talking very quickly, but I'm so glad that all of you are here. I'm so glad that all of you are back. And if you're new to this lovely little Ogen gathering, thank you for coming. Thank you, Naama, for helping us start our week off together like this. I'm glad to celebrate you, and I'm glad to say we missed you, and I'm glad to say we're back together.
Thank you, Ariela. And good morning or good afternoon, everyone. Good to be together. Um, I was watching the ceremony as I was walking um, to drop my son at daycare, and I was surprised by how moved I was, and I kind of like started crying. I was like, "What is it?" And the thing is, one of the things I'm 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 working on is the power of rituals and the work that rituals, the role that rituals can have. So in my specific tiny little field, um, the role that rituals have in like environmental education and how we can use them in our environmental work. But I think there's just something very strong about rituals. You know, people are wearing these ridiculous hats that they will never wear outside, and the robes, right? And there's like this special music, and that's the thing about ritual. You know what to expect. You know that there will be like a special thing that you're wearing them that you're not doing outside somewhere else. There's like in research they call it body techniques. There's like techniques that you're doing with the body, right? There's like a music that you hear, and there's like a way that you move. You have to walk, you have to start on the right side of and you're going to the left side, and you're shaking the hands. Everything is kind of like prescripted. And it's a very, very strong thing, especially in, you know, we live in such a society that is so oriented towards individualism, especially in America. And we kind of like, some people call American society like ritual poor society. Like there's not so much ritual anymore. And the thing with ritual is it's also, for the most part, a social thing. And I think for me, it's like why I learn rituals is because I love rituals, but I'm also very interested in them, very excited to understand them better. But for me, even our gatherings here in Ogen, I'm trying to make it as ritualistic as possible. So this is why we're starting with kind of like the same thing every time. I mean, it's true, the sentence we learn is different, but like sometimes I feel like, okay, I hope people are okay with the fact that we're repeating. Again, I'm going to say my thing about the roots and the shoots. And again, we're going to speak about the word Ogen, and we're going to take our time to say what's moving in me. But the thing is with rituals is they give us a sense of order for even just a moment in a world that is very chaotic. And the thing is, the world is always chaotic and always ordered at the same time. But when we do our little rituals, it helps us create harmony, because harmony is surprisingly all about rules. When we have rules, and what we call in our little world here, gevura, right? When we have limits, it holds together. That's a vessel that holds together all these like big, nostalgic, romantic notions that we have about harmony. When we have rules, when we know now it's time to blah 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 blah. Now it's time to, but it helps us just like, make sure that these things are happening and are coordinated. So for us, our little ritual is like on Monday mornings, we stop for a second. It's a ritual. Shabbat is a ritual. Tefillah is a ritual. All these things that we have are just prescriptions that we have to orient our life towards some type of harmony. And for SVIVAH, really, we are adding this ritual of Ogen. So on Monday mornings, sometimes we're able to meet here together, and that's wonderful. And when we're not, even last week, for example, we can still dedicate the time and send our sentences to each other. And for me, the ritual of Ogen is really about community, getting together, is about stopping for a moment, right? Putting that Ogen, that root down, that shoot up, whatever metaphor you want, and about connecting to a bigger story for just a short time to get kind of like nourished or charged with this like ancient words. So let's do it. Um, and we are starting our Ogen. So we're coming together on Monday mornings to anchor in times that feel very chaotic and very wavy. And there's two images that really go with me when I always when I come into Ogen. One is really that image of anchor, Ogen, anchors that were like just, you know, throwing down into the water, into the stormy water that our little boat of life is on. And the more anchors we're throwing in, there's like a network that grows of like many, many anchors. You can imagine these many anchors around your boat and all the life that starts growing on it. Because the moment there's something in the water, of course, there will be things that will grow in it and will connect it. And so we're throwing our anchors every week, very small anchors, one sentence a week, and they are connecting to create stability, a network of stability that holds us in the stormy time. And another image that you might um, connect to and is inspired by my beautiful bean outside here in my yard is really these shoots. The beans, they just throw these shoots up and they grow another one and another one and another one, and they connect and connect until it creates like this green sanctuary. But it's every time another small shoot. And if you don't look at it for 3 days, you're like, oh my gosh, the shoot grew. But if you're there every day, you almost can't see it because the growth is very small. And this is why we're getting together only for 30 or 40 minutes, very small, but like over time, we'll see the roots are growing, the shoots are growing. Bezrat Hashem, that's the plan. So let's take a moment to come in, and we'll take a minute or two to just do some writing and pay attention. What's going on inside today? What's moving in me? Um, and you're invited to either just pay attention to your inside and do just automatic writing for a minute or two. I'm going to call us back. Or if you feel everything is really open and you're like totally present, you can start thinking about the word that we're going to focus on today, which is the word bracha. It's the word for blessing. In Hebrew, it is spelled bet resh chaf he. And if you have some Hebrew, you can already notice the words inside this word. So there's the word roch, softness, and then there's the word berech, which in modern Hebrew we mostly call berech the knee, our knees. Um, so if you want to play with that word, you're welcome to start playing with that word. So we're going to take 2 minutes. Just what's moving in me? What's moving in you? What's going on? What's the inner weather inside me today? Um, and if you want to already start playing with the word bracha, then that's great too. And I'll call us back in 2 minutes. So let's take a few seconds to wrap up. And if you feeling comfortable and willing, please share with us what's moving in you and what are your thoughts about the word bracha. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of time to populate the chat because I wanted to start today with a little bit of a melody that I really love for the sentence that we're going to learn. And the sentence we're learning today is, as usual, just one sentence, very short. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. God should bless you and keep you safe. And this is the first part of the priestly blessing, which we repeat every Shabbat in the synagogue and in Israel every morning in the prayer. And there's a melody that is attributed to the great Rabbi Levi Yitzchak Berdichev, who was known for being a very loving person. And I really love that melody. And my friend once asked me to sing it for her when they got married. And since then, I really even like that one better. So I sing the priestly blessing to that melody. So I'll sing it a little bit as you're populating the chat about the word bracha and what do you think about this word. And then we're going to talk about it a little bit. So here it goes. Adonai Yishmerecha Yair Adonai panav elecha ve'echuneka v'yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha oy oy shalom Yidiraya, ya, ya, yidiraya, oh, ya, 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 yidiraya, yidiraya, ya, yidiraya, oh, ya, 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 yidiraya, ya, yidiraya, 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 So this is the melody. If you like it, I'm happy to send Ariella the link to a very nice cover for this after the class. Okay, so one of the places where you might meet this blessing is it's a blessing that parents give to kids. So you might gotten it from your parents, or maybe you gave it to a kid. And I think that for me, when I became a mom, uh, I I paid attention that something very interesting was happening. I always loved that blessing, but something very interesting was happening to me. So again, I'm going to repeat it because that's our sentence for the week. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. God should bless you and keep you safe. I found myself going to the crib in the evening and wanting to give my son the blessing, and all the time being confused. I wanted to say all the time, Yishmerecha Hashem v'yevarechecha. God should keep you safe and bless you. I felt like all the time I wanted to say that you should be safe first, and then that you should be blessed. So it was I knew that the words are first the blessing and then the keeping safe, but I constantly said it wrong. And then I started asking myself, what's going on here? Why am I saying this wrong all the time? And then that kind of like for me was a aha moment. I was like, there's something in life, and again, everybody in their own journey, but that's true for me, and maybe it's true for other people too. There's something in life that sometimes we feel so strongly that we want to be safe, and that's kind of like the first thing that we feel. We want to be safe. 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 And there's some anxiety to that. That feels like the most prior and primary thing that needs to happen before anything else can happen. But this blessing actually says something very different. This blessing says, and this root for me, this kind of like anchoring thing is saying you're allowed to be in the blessing before you're thinking about being safe. There's the blessing is actually the first step. First of all, God should give you blessings. And then God should also keep you safe. And there's like a lot, I think, to unpack there. Maybe the most first thing is like just to pay attention that there's always something to be safe. If there's something that you want to be safe, it's because you have a blessing already. So the first thing is to pay attention to the blessing, right? If I want to keep my body safe from whatever it is, then first of all, I have a body. Wow, I have a body and a functioning one. And therefore I want it to be safe. So there's something about the wanting safety that kind of like maybe feels so urgent and first for us, but it's because we have a blessing. And just to pay attention to that for me makes a little bit of expansion already. I feel that the energy of the words is very different. I feel that the word bracha has the energy of expansion, and the word shmirah has the energy of like contraction. Both are important movements in our life, as we spoke last time we met about the right, the back and forth between expansion and contraction. But first is expansion. That's something that I feel like you can almost feel in your body. First is expansion. Expansion is first. First of all, that there's like the acknowledgement of expansiveness in our life, even when they look very, very maybe not expansive to us, even when they maybe feel very in need of safety, in need of keeping, in need of holding. There's there's bracha, and so that acknowledgement of it, but then maybe also like opening to it, allowing and agreeing to be in this state of blessing. What does that feel like for you? I invite you to like to just you know think for a moment. Maybe you're right. Like, what does it feel like to be blessed? What does it feel like to be blessing to me in my life, in my body, with my people around me? Does it mean that I give like a good word to people around me? Is that the blessing that I can give? Do I give like just even just like sometimes people just want like eye contact? Can I give that blessing to myself, to others? Is it food? Food is such a huge blessing. So before keeping it, there's just like, the kind of like, making it and saying the blessing on it, which is to say, wow, wow, this used to be a seed and now it's like rice on my plate and it looks beautiful and it tastes so good. There's a reason why we have in our tradition blessings to say for everything that we eat and for a new person that we meet and for a beautiful thing that we see. We have a whole treasure of blessings to say on many things in life to just open our attention and our consciousness that there are things to bless on, that there are things of blessing. There's even more in that word. So the Hebrew word bracha, I see the time, Ariella. I'm gonna do just like three more layers and then we'll open it for um how people adapt it. So the word bracha is just like very beautiful word, And I think there's at least three layers that we can take with us to how to anchor ourselves for this week. One thing about bracha is it has the word brecha, a pool. So there's something about bracha that is also about like, I'm blessing what I have and I'm willing for it to grow, but like I'm blessing what I have. What does it mean that I bless what I have? Is like I'm willing to accept. I think so much in my life, again, maybe it doesn't happen to anyone else, but in my experience, many times when I have a strong experience, a lot of other people feel that too, because it's probably a human experience. So, like, there's something about, like, often we can reject our life, be like, I should have done something else. I should have ordered like this latte with, and not the cappuccino. Okay, that's a very, very easy example, but like there are bigger things we choose in life, right? But like, why did I do it? I have this like issue every time I order the coffee that I don't want. Why am I doing this? And why did I choose this? There's a lot of rejection that can happen in life about like things that we did and things that we. And bracha, one part of it is like the word brecha, the pool. Whatever came and gathered in that pool of water is my life and is my blessing. I am here to collect the sparks that my specific soul is here to collect, and I'm here, and there's a blessing here for me. And to just open my eyes to it is like, wow, very strong. And I have to remind it to myself a million times. But every time I remind myself, I'm thanking myself for the reminder that, wow, this is where I'm collecting my sparks. It's not anyone else's life. And when I want to reject it, can I remember this is it. This is my pool. This is my pool. This is what was pulled for me. This is my bracha. That's one layer of this word. Another layer of this word is that it has the word roch, softness. And that's like the basic Yemima teaching, right? That I can always go to that same situation with myself with softness. Say, oh wow, hi, okay, I'm here. I see I'm willing to be with the roch, with the softness, with that which is not attacking me. I'm not attacking me, and I'm not attacking other people. I know that people are trying just to walk the path. So it doesn't mean that I have to, of course, please anyone, even not myself. Um, I can still hold my boundaries, but I can also have it with softness. And softness opens things. And that is also in the word bracha, because bracha is about opening. Because the last way to say about bracha is that bracha is the word berech, which means knee. But in Hebrew, also, when you graft a tree, it's called also berech. There's something about berech, which is the place where things are flexible, right? They can do this, right? It's not one thing monolithic that can't move, but there's like a, a place of movement, of flexibility that is a place of bracha, is the place of willing to bend and knowing that from that bend, things can grow. That I don't have to always go straight like this. I can bend with softness and something can open up there. And these bent ways will build the pool of my life, will build the kind of like watershed that leads to the pool of my life. So the priests are blessing Israel, and we are using that beautiful blessing to bless our loved ones. That God should, first of all, give you the blessings and then also keep you safe. Give you the blessings of like seeing your life and acknowledging the blessings in your life. And of course, there's also other things in life, but there are always blessings also in life. And that when I feel very rigid, I'll be able to bend, and that I'll always have softness for me and for everyone that I love, even when I have very strong boundaries, but always with softness, not with struggle. So, as always, we would love to just hear what resonates with you. what do you take from this root or shoot for the week? Please share with us in the chat. That's our way also to commit to being with that root and let it grow for this coming week and really anchor us more and more to the bottom soul of our life. So thank you, Ariella, for putting the blessing in the chat box. Okay, so we're waiting to hear your blessings, and we'll take a few minutes to let it flow into the chat, and then we're gonna open the we're gonna remove my spotlight and open the room for conversation. So do you see our ritual? We start with just speaking about what anchor is. We're doing what's moving in me, and we're having a sentence. We're talking about it, and then we have time for everyone to create their own interpretations for their life. So that's the secret, and that's what we're repeating every time. Anyhow, for whoever is interested in the structure behind it. Thank you. Holding boundaries with softness. Yeah. There's something about a blessing that can be also frightening, of course. To expand, to open. You want the safety. That's why we're like sometimes running there very fast. But I think the Birkat Kohanim is a nice reminder to not be afraid of it. Okay, so I think we'll close for today. And next week we are again skipping, but we will be in the WhatsApp group and ask everyone to donate the most beautiful anchors they found for the coming week. And we'll be in touch about a lot is coming up. There's Elul, the high holidays. We have Tisha B'Av a little bit before. So Ariella will update you about a lot of amazing stuff that are happening in SVIVAH.
We do. And I'm very excited to be with all of you and gear up for a new year ahead, which sounds crazy, but I'm very, very, very grateful to be doing it with all of you as always. So, Naama, thank you a million. And it's like, it's so nice to have permission to give people blessings. It feels like it's a privilege to take the right to give somebody else blessings. So I am just like blessings to everybody, whatever blessings you need. I love the idea of just holding out your hands and having somebody fill your pool. So whatever it is that you're looking to be blessed with this week, I hope it finds its way into your open palms, and we'll be together soon. Naama, thank you for being our bracha.